books. Hi guys, welcome back to Baja Talks Books. Today we're starting with Elantris chapter 47. I'm your host, a Machiavellian Dark Triad, because that's what's currently on my Instagram feed apparently. And I'm here with Dylan and Patricicus. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this week's chapters? I mean, I didn't really give you a set range of chapters to read.
Yeah, you normally don't. Normally,
sometimes
you just tell me that I didn't read enough, so I read more.
Oh, I never say you didn't read enough.
There was a section where I would read like 3 chapters a week, and you'd be like, "Dude,
I feel like I've given you set chapters the last like couple weeks."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's because I've been reading too much, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah. So chapter 47, Serene starts with her coming right out of Elantris, and she's kind of freaking out, and then Hrathen is basically just like, "Oh, by the way, your dad is on my side now. Anyways, bye." And Serena's like, "Wait, what?" Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Yep, bye." And I like that Eondel tries to like threaten him by putting his sword against Hrathen's neck, and Hrathen just absolutely beats his cheeks. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Say no more, priest." And then he just gets absolutely cooked. This is a real aura farming moment for Hrathen. One of many. Yet, I mean, I don't know why the dude thought it would be a good idea to threaten someone who's supposedly spent like half his time in monasteries training to be like an assassin and stuff. Mm-hmm.
Let me threaten the guy who devoted a good amount of his life to fighting people.
Yeah, that really doesn't seem like a very. Also, I don't know why you'd threaten someone who's like effectively in charge of your country at this point.
Yeah,
it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Hrathen leaves, and she's left alone with Keen and Eondel. And she starts making plans again. And Keen's like, "Bro, calm down. Like, you just got out of Elantris. You're good." And she's like, "Oh, it was just a vacation. I gotta do this and this and this." And everyone's just like, "Okay, well, she's doing the same thing she always does, being annoying and making plans." And then he goes back to food. Anytime Keen's involved, anytime her uncle's involved, it's just food. Like weird amounts of, where is it? Yeah, they're sitting there eating, and once again, it's back to the weird comments about women, where Duke Royale is like, "I can honestly say I never have seen a woman eat this much." And Luke was like, "She's a TO giantess." I don't think it's fair to make comparisons between Serena and regular women. Like, why? Mm-hmm. Damn. You're her cousin. You're supposed to be, like, nice. You're supposed to be looking out for her.
Yeah. Just, hey, it's not her fault. She's a giant-ass woman, all right? She's not like other girls.
She's huge.
She's huge.
Absolutely.
She must eat an incredible amount of food.
She is an absolute golf ball of a person. Actually, that metaphor doesn't really make sense, considering golf balls are, like, small. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, if someone said golf ball of a person, I would assume that they would just be, like, fat, like rotund.
Yeah, rotund is a good word for it. Mm-hmm. But she's not even that. She's just, like, tall and skinny. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what a nightmare.
Yeah.
Tall, skinny woman. No.
No. I love that meme. It's like, "I'll shapeshift into whoever you fear most. Goth girls.
I do love that one clip of, it's like Drake and Josh where he has a nightmare about getting sent to detention. And then it's like 2 goth girls start like hitting on him and trying to kiss him. And then he's like, no.
Can't believe it. Mm-hmm. Some men drown while other men
die of dehydration.
Yeah.
Die of thirst. Mm-hmm.
You scum.
Yeah, so she's sitting there eating food, thinking about how good it is to have a world-traveling chef as an uncle. And Keen comes back, and he's yakking about more food, some Jinonese Ryadamo Mai meat with fiery skin. He's yakking about how it's made, and then he just admits, like, "Oh, yeah, nobody else cares." I like that. He's He's like giving him a whole speech, and then she's just eating it, and he's like, oh, okay. Anyway. And Luke will again is like, she's a big girl. It takes on a field to keep that body going.
You're a big girl.
And then Keen's like, is she slowing down at all? I'm running out of supplies. And Sabrina's like, really? I can't even like eat without everybody just calling me fat and huge.
Yeah,
the way that people just talk about Serena is just so weird. And
Yeah.
like weirdly a little bit fetishistic sometimes.
But then also the way that she talks about other women is also that exact same vein of weird. So I don't really feel bad for her.
Yeah, women in this book are sure written.
It's like she's internalized the way that people talk to her and just like talks about everyone else that way, which I guess that actually happens in real life. So
Yeah.
it does kind of make sense, but it's you'd think for someone who feels so awful and like her life is so negative because of the way that people talk about like how she is and how she acts, she would not do that with everybody else.
Yeah, you would think that.
You would think that. And then they're just kind of talking about like, oh, I'm surprised there's any left at all. Elantrians like to eat, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, wait a second. How did they know so much about Elantrians? That's kind of weird. And then she's like, oh, did anyone count how many days Hrathen was in Elantris? And Luke was like, 6, 7. Nah, he says 4 or 5. That'd be really funny if there was a 6, 7 joke in here, though.
Would be.
He was so ahead of his time. There was a 6, 7 joke.
Oh, guys, I was wrong. This book is actually really good. I've been wrong this whole time.
6, 7. Oh my gosh. Oh, do you know how many books he wrote before getting this one published? 6, 7. And they get her a wig because her hair's still all gone. It's like slowly growing back. And she's bald. She just looks like the lady who's the villain in Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't remember. It's Professor X's sister or whatever, I think.
Yeah.
She was Loki. That movie was not great.
Well, I didn't check it out.
I enjoyed it at the time, but the more I've thought about it and the more like clips I've re-seen from it, the more I've been like,
We're like,
I think I enjoyed it so much at the time because it was so far above all the other Marvel stuff they were releasing. But to be fair, that was a really, really low bar. So now as there's been more stuff coming out that's like of higher quality, I'm like, was it really that much better or was it mostly just a huge nostalgia play?
I mean, I get that. But at the same time, like, it is also just kind of like I don't know if raunchy is quite the right word for it, but it's not like super highbrow intellectual humor. So, you know, seeing the same jokes.
to be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand that movie.
Yeah, like when he grabbed his crotch and slapped his ass, that was really like highbrow stuff.
I think my problem with it is that people have started treating it like it is this really like highbrow, deep humor compared to, they're like, oh, Deadpool does these super niche like references that normies just don't get it. Like it's just only us like real Deadpool edgy Marvel fans. Like they treat it like it's something it's not.
Yeah, you would need to really understand Deadpool's deep character arc to understand why his ass getting slapped and throat was funny. Otherwise, you just simply would not get it.
Yeah. I don't know. Some things about it have just like turned me off to it more than it was when I first watched it. Which, to be fair, I feel like that's most like Marvel and DC, most superhero movies in general. Like the more that you revisit them, the more you're like, it wasn't as good as I remember.
Yeah. I mean, I did enjoy it. And I'm sure that in a couple of years, if I end up watching it again, I'll enjoy it. Like, I enjoyed it enough that I watched it a second time.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I saw it with you guys and then Sam and Hannah. Or Sam and Hannah, you guys. One of the two.
I think, honestly, one of my favorite things about that movie was watching it with the rumble seats. That was really fun.
Yeah, and every time blood sprayed on screen,
it sprayed the water, yeah. I would give so much money for a Dune re-showing where they do the rumble seats and they spray like sand and hallucinogens at you.
What I would really like, every time one of them spits, they spray the water on you.
And then instead of the smoke screen or the fog machine at the bottom, they spray you with like, they just sand air.
Yeah, they just release like neurotoxins into the room.
Yeah. So everyone's like tripping balls.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be so fire. Mm-hmm. Dune is so peak. I hope so badly that they re-release 1 and 2 before 3 comes out.
Oh, that'd be like, I just imagine they're on like, because you said there's a bunch of Dune books. I imagine like they're going through all of them. They're on like Dune 10. And every single time they release a new Dune, they release every single one of the other Dunes again for like a week. Like everyone.
That would be sick.
Oh, I mean, be great.
I just don't know what's going to happen with it because Denis Villeneuve is only like the third one's going to be his last one, supposedly, but probably he is pretty old and he's got other movies he wants to do. So, and the books get like progressively weirder and like less like story-ific. Mm-hmm. Like they get way more philosophical and like drug trippy, dream sequency weird. I don't even know how they do some of the later ones like in movies. And I don't even know who they'd get to like replace him. I could see Yorgos Lanthimos doing like a really cool Dune movie. I want to see Begonia. We should go watch Begonia sometime soon.
Oh, that's his new movie, right?
Yeah. Once again with Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, the goats. Yeah. I've heard really good things about it, so.
Interesting. I've heard nothing about it because I have ad blockers on everything that I use, so I do not see ads for movies.
Well,
I haven't ads in general.
I haven't seen ads about it, but I go on like the box office subreddit and stuff.
Yeah, you've mentioned a couple of times.
Well, every time you're like ads, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't pay attention to ads. It's all false advertising. I'm not going to pay attention to ads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really hate when movies are any different than they are in the trailers. It makes you very upset.
Well, yeah, because the whole point of a trailer is to like give you some idea of what you're getting into.
I thought it was going to be a slasher horror, but turns out it was a dramatic horror. 0 out of 10.
Well, yeah, because it's like I came in wanting one thing, and then that's not what I got.
Hey, I want vanilla ice cream. This is vanilla bean ice cream.
It would be like unedible. It would be like if Dune tried to like sell you in the trailers that it was going to be like a superhero movie, and you watched it and you were like, "This isn't a superhero. Where are the lasers and flying? Like,
where are the funny quips?"
Why doesn't he look back at the camera and say, "That's gonna hurt every 10 minutes.
That one's gonna leave a mark."
He didn't say it's Duning time and Dune all over the place. I mean, I guess there were Dunes all over the place, but
he didn't gulp and go, they're right behind me, aren't they?
They're right behind me, aren't they? They were in fact right behind him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, movie trailers now are either like change the vibe completely to sell the movie and that it's not what the movie actually is, or they just show you the entire plot of the movie. Because for some reason, statistics have shown that if the audience knows what they're getting ahead of time, then they're more likely to go watch the movie than a trailer that's open-ended and doesn't tell you what the plot twist is. Mm-hmm. Which just brings me to the fact that people are stupid. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know why you'd want to consume media like that. I know why they do it, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, they're the same kind of people who watch like the movie recaps where it's just describing the plot points.
They watch Cinema
Sins. Yeah.
It's like they're describing everything that happens in the movie. And that's
putting it up as a review.
Yeah, instead of just going and watching the movie. But like no critique of the movie, just saying the things that happened in the order that they happened.
And it's just like wild to me that is the general consensus is like I'm less likely to go see this movie if I can't watch the trailer and know exactly what the plot's going to be already, like going into it. Yeah. I get that familiarity and people don't want to branch out, but it's still like that's such an awful way to consume media.
Yeah.
It's just like imagine being like, I'm not going to watch Star Wars unless like somebody tells me the entire plot and they tell you like, oh yeah, he's like Luke's his son and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, okay, now I'll watch Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Like Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah. How will I know if I like Star Wars? I need to see like a Sigma alpha male edit of one of the characters.
I need to watch a 10-hour YouTube deep dive that's longer than all the movie combined with this random YouTuber with a super nasally voice's opinion about it before I can even form my own opinion.
Yeah, there's this one guy who I forget his name on YouTube, but he does like tech stuff, and I only watch him very rarely because I legitimately hate his
Linus?
voice. No, no, it's he has like dweeb in the name, I think.
Oh, I don't know him.
Anyway, but like I legitimately hate his voice. Like he legitimately sounds like a cartoon nerd character. Like legitimately, it sounds like he's putting on a voice.
Actually,
but that's just how he sounds, and I hate it. I hate it so much.
There's been so many videos on YouTube that I've seen pop up, and I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. And then I click on it, and it's just like the worst mic ever combined with the most nasally voice that sounds like this, or they're talking like a certain way that's just so annoying to listen, like so stuttery, and like they're reading off the script, and this is the top 10 thing, and you're like, oh my god, this is painful to listen to. Like,
or when they're reading off the script, you can clearly tell that it was like copy paste Chat GPT.
Yeah,
like has all the exact same talking patterns and everything. And it's like, God, I hate this.
Or they sound like super like unconvincing and like dead, and like they're just some random kid, and then they're giving like this whole, it started with a blah, 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 and it was this epic grand story, and meanwhile some kid talking like this, it was this epic grand night, and you're like, bro, and then it's like the subject is like, I don't know, Furbies or something, and you're like, bro, it's not that deep. They're like, once long ago, this person had this idea that would change the world, and it's like, dude, you're talking about like, I know, baby carrots, calm down. It is not that deep.
I also, because sometimes videos will have like, I get that you need to
like
have
sell
a
the point
thing before you go into your subject to make sure everyone's on the same page.
But when it's like more than half the video,
yeah,
shut up. If I wanted that, I would.
Down, please.
Like, Wikipedia exists for a reason.
But also, because some of them are like hyper niche and like multiple videos into a series. But they're like, just in case you haven't seen all the other videos in the series.
Like, here's a recap.
And it's like, dog.
I would just go watch those other videos if I wanted. If they're
confused, they can go watch the other videos. Please, dog. Please.
Or it'll be like something where you just need like you're trying to fix something, and there's like, oh, this video on how to fix it. But first they're going to give you the entire backstory of the thing you're trying to fix. And you're like, I don't care about that.
Or you're trying to fix something and they're like, well, you have to do this. But if you don't know how to do this, go and watch my other video that tells you how to do this one thing.
Then you go into that video and there's another video you have to go to.
Yeah. Exactly.
Or they make you wait till 10 minutes into the video because they're going to first explain like each individual part and what it does, regardless of whether or not you're actually trying to fix it.
Before you can replace the light bulb, let me teach you the history of the light bulb. So
you need to understand how important it's just like, bro, I don't care. And then the people in the comments are totally hyping up. Wow, I never knew that about the light bulb. That's crazy. I was just came here to fix my thing, and I got like a whole backstory I didn't know existed. It's like, yeah, I didn't care whether or not it existed. I just wanted to fix my 3DS, bro. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I had like one of the 3DS, the red ones, and it did the thing where the screen would turn black unless you like pushed down on the corner because the straps that went through the curve thingies that let it open and close like popped and got pulled. So I was trying to figure out how to fix it. And the video that I was watching, that was like the only video that I could find that was actually on the topic, because everything else was like, oh, you got to replace this part. And I was like, okay, well, I want to do it without replacing stuff. And they were showing me how to do it. But then they would be like, okay, you got to pop it open, and you take this part and you pop it off. Now you got to understand, with this kind of connector, there's this thing called blah, blah, blah. And here's how it relates to like electrical surges and blah, blah, blah. And it would just be like some random electrical information. And I was like, do I just push it in or do I pull it out? Just tell me what to do. I don't care.
Do I whip it out? Tell me if I whip it out or
Tell me if I whip it out. From your pockets, whip it out. Like, what?
Yeah, I also really love the when you're looking up like a niche problem, and then they're like, so if this is the case, you do this. If this is the case, you do this. And if this thing happens, I don't know. And that's the problem that you're having. The one that they're like, I don't know. This video is not the video for you.
You know you're cooked when you look it up on Reddit and nobody else has had your hyper-specific problem.
Yeah, I recently had a super stupid one because sometimes you'll get weird crashes when you're doing VR on your computer. It's just kind of how it works. And I got one that crashed my computer and then it wouldn't recognize the main monitor that I have. So I had to plug it into a different socket on there. And then it recognized it as my CRT. So it fixed the resolution to like a tiny square resolution stretched out over my ultra wide monitor.
Nice.
And then I went to change the resolution and it's like, no, what are you doing? You can't do that. And I'm like, dog, what do you mean? You have the correct name for the monitor. You have all the information correct, but you won't let me change any of the settings on here. So I had to go in, like, reset my drivers, and then it would recognize it.
You should have just stayed and played with the super wide stretched out screen.
Yeah, well, it was literally like wide Putin, where it's like a square image stretched like.
That reminds me, me and Gabe went to Costco because we were shopping, and we were looking through the TVs and stuff, and they had one of those ultra wide monitors, but they were playing Avengers Endgame on it, but the resolution wasn't right, so the entire thing was stretched out across, and the entire movie was like super wide. It was really funny.
Yeah. Wide Captain America.
Wide
Iron Man. Wide Black Widow.
It's like those memes. That's one of my favorite genre of memes where it's like, never get the front row seat in the movie theater. It's like super deep fried wide picture of Oppenheimer.
The Oppenheimer IMAX experience when you're in the front row.
His face is all like distorted. I love those.
I do enjoy those quite a bit as well.
Anytime I get those, I just bust out laughing because it's so funny.
Yeah, and it said, I just bust.
I just bust. Or like the cloud bed or the Sephiroth bed where he's super wide and his chin takes up like half the bed.
I'm not familiar with this one, no.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Patrick?
The Devil May Cry guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the bedspread.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was not Sephiroth or Cloud.
I thought it was Sephiroth.
That's Nero from Devil May Cry.
Oh. Mm-hmm. They look pretty similar.
He doesn't have his arm. He has daddy problems.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I know that?
I don't know.
I just know him as the funny bedspread guy. Funny wide bedspread guy.
Funny guy with the white hair on the bed.
I had that picture saved somewhere on my phone just because it's so funny. I'll just send that.
All these Twinkie anime boys look the same, all right? How am I supposed to tell them apart?
I feel like he doesn't look that Twinkie. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't seen him when he's not super wide. I'm
calling them Twinkie.
I think he used to be a twink when he had his long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, he unfortunately had twink death, and I just looks like a regular guy.
Twink death comes for everyone.
His newer, he looks
those
better
who know.
Now. He looks better now.
Oh wait, did they like release his art for After 5?
No, his design in 5 is better.
Wait, they're coming out with another one?
I don't know. That's what I was asking.
They haven't said anything yet.
Wait, Devil May Cry 6 or 7? Yeah, wait.
Yeah, they're gonna skip 6. Actually, they thought it'd be funny.
No, they're going the Kingdom Hearts route. I see. For the skipping random numbers.
No, Kingdom Hearts doesn't skip numbers. They just do a lot of things in between those numbers.
This is Kingdom Hearts 1. This is Kingdom Hearts 2. This is Kingdom Hearts Kill Your Grandfather. This is Choco Me Pico Kingdom Hearts version. This is the Kingdom Hearts Chicken Nugget edition.
And then 3. They don't skip the
No, and then 3 reloaded. And then a year later, we'll give you 3.2. And then we'll give you 3. And then we're going to give you like Kingdom Hearts, I don't know.
I mean, they do legitimately have a Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
Yeah. Why? Just why?
Because it's not 3, but it's after 2.5.
The 2.8 doesn't come after. Like, go 2.6 then.
No, that'd be silly.
Or like 2 2/3 or something like that. 2 2/3. Or they could just get Kingdom Hearts 2/3.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be fire because that would sound way cooler than 2.8.
I mean, because some of them do actually have reasons. Like, there's Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance because it's 3Ds because it was on the 3DS. It's a Dream Drop Distance.
That just sounds like they came up with a naming because they were like, how can we name it after the 3DS?
Well, also
a lot of games on the DS used to do that.
Yeah.
Wait, did they?
Yeah, they would have the title of the game would have the first letter would have a D and the second would be as like Resident Evil Dead Silence or Dead Silence DS. That's the only one I can think of right now, but there were plenty of other games that did that too.
I'm sure. Speaking of twinks with cutting hair, segues perfectly into the game because Serena has no hair.
Serena cannot be a twink. She's a woman.
Well, yeah, but she also doesn't have any hair. That my segue was about the hair, not the twinkiness.
What a great transition.
Though, according to her, she's super tall and skinny, and unlike everyone else. So she does kind of qualify as a twink. Maybe she's not actually a girl. Maybe she doesn't really feel like a girl sometimes. Maybe she needs to embrace the twink within, and then everyone will accept her.
Yeah, she may not look like a twink on the outside, but on the inside, definitely a twink. And that's what counts.
100%.
That's why she's not like other girls.
The real twink is inside her. Pause.
You want to take another swing at that, buddy? Are we calling Rayoden a twink? Like,
I mean, I don't think I remember how he was described, but he doesn't really give off twink energy. I mean, maybe a little bit, but not really.
Fair.
Yeah, so they're just arguing about, back to the book, Serena's just arguing about, like, oh, I feel responsible, blah, 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 so I gotta help out, gotta take responsibility and take action against Telri. And everyone's like, well, I don't know what we gotta do. Like, Telri's already king, so if we do anything against him, we're traitors to the crown. And they're like, oh, well, where is it? Serena just, for someone who's supposedly super smart and super good at politics, is like, traitors to the crown, but not to the people. So we can do whatever we want. And as long as we're doing it for the good of the people, that's a perfectly normal way to handle the legal system. And Royal calls her out and is like, Iadon did the exact same thing. Like, he overthrew the Elantrians to seize power. That's the exact same thing we're doing.
Yeah. I do really like sometimes when people like are reading a story and a guy like gets corrupted by something and then they're like, I wouldn't do that. I would take the item that is evil and corrupts you, but it wouldn't corrupt me. I would only do things that are good. Unlike the character in this who does things that are good, but he's actually wrong and gets corrupted. Like,
that is one of those like tropes that I really like that Mistborn subverted like multiple times. With the whole, like, oh, well, if I get the ultimate power, I'll just do a better job. And, like, Ellen gets ultimate power as, like, the ruler or whatever, and immediately starts doing an awful job and has to, like, relearn everything. Yeah. Vin gets ultimate power or whatever, and then does what the ultimate evil power tells her to do and messes up the world as a result. And then she gets it again. And instead of doing what it wants to do and just like preserve things and stay the way that everything is, she's like, lets it kill her to save the world and stuff. I like that trope being subverted more than I like that trope being like, oh, the good guy got ultimate power and turned evil. Like, that trope's cool sometimes, but it does get kind of overdone.
Yeah, because like, especially when it's something that really shouldn't have turned them evil, like there wasn't really a reason for that to happen. Just
suddenly they were like, oh, power. I can be a shitty person now.
Yeah, they're just like a regular person, and it's like, hey, here's $20. $20? I'm 20 evil bucks. Now.
Because the way I see stuff like that is like, if the only thing stopping you from like kicking a grandma when they're trying to cross the road is like whether or not you have the ability to get away with it, you weren't ever a good person in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, that's not really how morals work. I actually, now that I think about it, Mistborn also did that again with Rashek, because they teach you that like, oh, Alendi was like a great, awesome guy, and then he got the power and he turned evil, and that's like the typical trope everyone's used to. And you learn, wait a second, Rashek just killed him, the already evil guy, and took the power. So that's not actually what happened. I love that subversion of the trope. That's
Mistborn is such a good book series. Unfortunately, we're not reading it right now.
Don't worry, Mistborn Era 2 is cool also.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so Serena's just kind of down the dumps. All her stuff is kind of falling apart. The ceremony with her and Royale that was supposed to get them the crown isn't really going to work anymore since Telri's already king. So that's a bust. Her dad swapped over to the other side, which dude's kind of just a coward. So that's a bust.
Yeah, his daughter gets really sick and he thinks she might die, and he just, throws away everything like a coward.
Which, we mentioned this last time, but they both have Seons. He could have just called her and talked to her and been like, yo, yeah, I'm cool in here. Like, we have like a working community in here now.
Me rearranging my entire life instead of just calling someone like a normal person.
You know what? Maybe I treated him too harshly. maybe I was too harsh on the man, actually.
Yeah, like going on, like hanging out with someone who's being like, they hate me. I mean, I could just call them or like text them, but no, they hate me.
Nah. And then, also, she mentions that no amount of like explaining or anything is going to change her dad's resolve now. Because he's an honest man. So he'd sworn to Hrathen that if Serene got out safely, he'd convert. Which, I don't know. I feel like if I was in a war with, like, if it was World War II and Hitler was like, oh, yeah, I'll get your daughter out of the concentration camps if you swap over to become a Nazi. Then after my daughter got out safely, I'd be like, joke's on you. Anyways.
Well, he may be an honest man, but that does not make him a smart man. He's pretty dumb.
Yeah, he is not very smart. Yeah, that's kind of about the end of 47. She's just decided to protect Arlon and Elantris because Tiad is pretty much now Warren's servant, and she can't really do anything about that. And that's the end of chapter 47. And 48 is Hrathen? Oh, Hrathen. My book removed the H for some reason. Hrathen. Now I'm saying Hrathen. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Hrathen, he's sitting in the palace, or his Elantrian palace, and he's just, oh wait, no, it's Hrathen, not Raiden. I'm reading it as Raiden now because it says Hrathen. It starts with an R. Yeah, so Hrathen's he's in the palace now. He's sitting there with all his tapestries and stuff, and he's not feeling too happy. He's kind of feeling that post-world domination, like, what do I do now? And Telri kind of has to deal with stuff, so he can't go bother his little Twinkie pet.
Who will glaze me now? I have done so much worthy of glazing, but there's no one left to glaze me.
There's no one left to glaze. Well, part of Hrathen's problem is that too many people are now glazing him. All the noblemen, landholders, and ambitious merchants are showing up just to pay their respects and be like, oh, Hrathen, King Telri, you guys are the ultimate duo. I was shipping you from day one. Like,
here's this fan art that I made of you.
Here's this fan art.
And here's the bondage owie I made.
Here's the Hrathen inflation photo. Have you guys checked the new Rule 34? And then Hrathen just kind of has to wait and deal with all of this. And even when he goes to visit Telri apparently doesn't care for him a lot because he makes Hrathen just sit there and wait to see him, which I feel like Hrathen gives his reason as like, oh, it's discourteous and I can't like do anything about it because I'm backed by Warren's power and I can't like force Telri to do anything. But I'd just be like, okay, then I'm just not going to talk to you, buddy. Like, I don't know why I have to deal with this. Like, we both know who's in charge, but Telri's acting like I'm not the one who did everything. And then they start talking about tariffs. Topical?
This book is so topical. 6-7.
6-7. Yeah, they start talking about tariffs and all the promises that Telri made Hrathen about joining the Darathri religion. And Telri just backtracks and is like, oh, I never did that. I'm no sycophant. I could not do any of that. And Telry's super full of himself. He's like, oh, don't take credits for something you had no hand in, priest. It was all like the princess. You were just kind of, I don't know, in Elantris. So I'm not going to do any of this stuff unless you like pay me more money. And Hrathen's like, all right, I'll give you more money. And then he's like, well, it's not actually a price you can pay. This section's funny because Telry just decides that the thing that he's decided to do is talk to where is he? Telry's master plan is to become a Gjorn because he knows that, if I come over to Dorethi, then I'll be basically a slave to your religion. So I don't want to be King Telry. I want to be Gjorn Telry. And Hrathen's just like, dude, you're kind of stupid. Like, this is ignorant. This isn't like doctrine. This isn't how it works. And Telry's like, well, I sent a message directly like to Wern, so you either got to deal with it or get out. And Hrathen's just like, okay, this dude isn't just stupid. Like, he's just doomed everyone. Like, when Wern gets this message, he's actually just going to come kill everyone. That's against everything I've been trying to do. And Telry's like, oh, you're stupid. Anyway, bye. Get out. And Hrathen's like,
you sent a letter to the crazy guy asking him for a giant promotion?
Like, imagine the king of Russia just sends, like, a letter to the Catholic Pope. And the Pope just, like, gets in and is like,
yeah, except
time for the Crusades.
Except the Pope is crazy and wants to kill people.
Yeah.
The Pope has just an insatiable bloodlust.
Like, Telry really doesn't know what he's done. And also, his whole thought about, like, oh, I don't want to be a king. I want to be a Gjorn. Hrathen spent, like, his entire life doing all this stuff and, like, working his way up to get to that point. It wasn't just, like, a title that they gave him. Which I feel like, out of any religion, that's typically how it is. I guess maybe back in, like, Roman Empire days and stuff, you could just be, like, granted a title by the priests or whatever. But I feel like most religions, you kind of have to work your way up through the ranks. Yeah. So I feel like that's a gross, like, underestimation of how things work and how far Wern is willing to let him push. And then, sending him a message directly is just kind of stupid. Yeah. And Hrathen just kind of realizes that he's cooked now because he's trying to save this country. And instead of helping him out, the dude's like, you know what? I'm going to antagonize the guy in charge who's threatening to kill everyone. He doesn't know that they're threatening to kill everyone, but he's like, I'm just going to antagonize him for the fun of it. Chapter 49 is Raoden, and he's staying away from the library because it reminded him of her. Oh, that's so sweet.
And by her, let's just say my wife.
And then, wait, he finds himself drawn back to the library because it reminded him of her. Wait, that's so sweet. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't he tell his wife that he...
if only she knew that.
If only she knew.
It's too bad there's some reason why I can't tell her. I don't know what it is. There's some reason.
Like, bro's like, oh, I love my wife. I can't go near the library. It reminds me too much of her.
But also,
I'm going to go to the library because it reminds me of her.
Oh,
but also,
I wish I could quit you.
I wish I could. Like, bro, the only thing keeping you from, like, just tell her that you're, like, her husband. Mm. It would not be that hard.
Yeah. He's just woe is me when he is causing his own woe.
Yeah. And so he's just going to the library and studying Aeon after Aeon and figuring out the stuff that Sereni said last time about the landscapes being part of the Aeon now makes a whole lot of sense. There's squiggly lines and stuff for, like, water, the Arendelle River. There's circles and stuff to represent the southern forests. The Aeons are literally just maps that connect with the coastline, the mountain line, the dot for, like, Alano. And... And then it mentions that the door attacked him at least twice a day now, and it just keeps getting worse and worse. And it says Raoden pounded the map with frustration. What do you mean by that? He did what to the map?
Yeah, and then everyone else talks in. So what happened to these maps? And he's like, I got mad. Okay, what was I supposed to do?
Why are the maps all sticky? What happened to these maps? And then
now he's got to deal with paper cuts. Just all over now. Paper cuts that will not heal.
Not the Elantrian, the paper cuts.
Paper cuts right on my did. No.
And then he starts. Where is it? Yeah, so he's just sitting there drawing Aeons, and he's recently been moving through a new advanced Andor technique, where you can add lines and stuff and variants in the proper locations for extra control and strength, and make like the lines wider and stuff, and they work and do more whatever it is the Aeon do. Yeah, so he's getting pretty good at it, and it just kind of like no matter how good his Aeons are, no matter what he does to them, they still don't do anything. Like he can make them, and they show up, and they activate more or less, but they don't have any actual effect.
Because he doesn't believe yet. He doesn't have that childlike wonder spirit.
The childlike wonder.
He can't hear the bell ringing.
He doesn't have the power of friendship yet. And then Ash comes through and tells Galadon to tell him that she's convinced all lords to rebel against King Towery, and they're gonna get another supply dump. And Galadon just tells him like, "Yo, stop moping. Like, come on, you're doing this to yourself, buddy." And he's like, "But I'm so sad that my wife keeps leaving, even though she doesn't know she's my wife and would probably stay if she knew she was my wife."
Then he's like,
"I can't believe I'm doing this to myself."
Shut up, fool. You are being so dumb.
Yeah. And he's kind of sad too because he can't figure out the Aeondor problem. And he's checked older maps and new ones looking for like new mountains and stuff. Anything that would change it, but no matter what he does, he can't figure it out. And suddenly, he's kind of thinking, where is it? Yeah, he says, I considered, changing some of the basic lines, but there's no new rivers or lakes. There's no new mountains. Nothing's actually changed in Arlon except for, wait, the chasm. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, also, has the chasm been mentioned before?
Yeah.
Okay, because we've been reading this book for a while. And, like, when I heard that, I was like, did I miss something?
Yeah, so
bring up the chasm.
That's what I asked you last week about, because in the beginning, there's the guy who's part of their team who's upset he's going to lose his title because his lands are on the edge of the chasm.
That's right. Okay.
And there were several mentions, even during the chapters where he's like studying Aeondor and stuff, mentioning how the land is different and there must be something that's changed. And I think they offhand mentioned that like, is doggo good?
There's so poopy.
There's like several mentions directly after that about like the chasm and the crops and stuff. It's one of those things where there's information there. It just doesn't, like at the time you just kind of gloss over it.
Well, yeah, because they keep talking about stuff that's not important so often. It's hard to keep things in mind.
Yeah. So yeah, where is it?
Okay, well, that makes more sense. I wasn't going crazy.
Yeah, no, it was there. It was just very, kind of like Vin's Earring and Mistborn. It was very offhandedly mentioned. Mm-hmm. And like, mostly at the beginning of the book with the dude whose lands were on, then he ran away. And suddenly that wasn't an issue.
I mean, because if the chasm had happened, like, to a main character, I think I brought up more. Then I think it would have been a bit easier for me to have remembered. Yeah. Like, I mean, Vin is the main character.
Her earring does get brought up a lot more. Mm-hmm. I think that's one of the things he probably learned from this book was, like, how to manage the foreshadowing better. Because the earring definitely feels like he realized after
the
writing
is
this.
Phenomenal foreshadowing.
Yeah, no, the foreshadowing for that is just
because it was literally there from the very start.
The foreshadowing for the like entire third book throughout the first two books is just like insanely on point.
Masterfully set up.
Yeah, so they figure out that, oh wait, the Riyadh, this whole thing, like everyone thought that the chasm was caused by that, but it was probably the other way around. And suddenly all the Aeons don't work anymore because they need an extra line to function. And he does it, and he's like, okay, well now I can fix it, so I just have to draw this extra line. And he draws the Aeon, and then the door just like explodes and makes him like drop to his knees and go all sloppy on it.
Dropping to his knees, just legs weak and quivering.
Yeah, he's so good at it. He speed creates the Eon. Speed draws the Aeon. It just kind of reminds me of the Disney Channel thing where they do the Disney.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing with the Aeon. So he does that super fast, and then it hit him. The door attacked with a roaring surge of power, and this time it hit no wall. It exploded inside Rhydon like a river. Pause. It burst free like a beast. It seemed joyful, and then it was gone. So it like implodes and then just leaves, and he's like, huh. Where is it? Yeah, so the door just kind of drops away, and Galadon's like, what the heck just happened? And they look up, and his Aeon, the one that he'd drawn before, is still there, and it just gets redder and redder and starts expanding, and has like these weird burning sounds coming out of it, and it turns into a vortex of fire and just implodes, and the entire place goes up in flames and like explodes. They try doing it again just to see what happens, and this time it doesn't explode or anything, and they're like, oh, I don't understand why it's not like imploding anything, why nothing's getting set on fire, like why did the other one do this and this didn't, which I feel like it should be pretty obvious that it was like, okay, the build up before is what made such a large explosion. Like it's some sort of, the more you do it, it builds up. Like you got to give it a bit to refresh now or whatever. That's just like Magic 101. Apparently bro does not get that.
Bro hasn't read any magic fiction before.
Bro has not played any. Rhydon has not played any video games. Rhydon has not ever been a mage.
Yeah, and then text appeared, and it said, you gotta wait for your MP partner. He's like, who is there? What do you mean?
And then he walks out of the building and goes, Skylanders with their tech element are stronger than Every once in a while, I'll just get like flashbanged by that audio. I'll just be doing something random, and that'll just like explode through my mind.
You have that as like an intrusive audio thought?
Yeah.
Weird.
I don't know why. It's funny.
Yeah, I did recently, like I was extra tired, so I think I was hallucinating a bit. Because I was going off like 4 hours of sleep, and it was like as I was falling asleep, I was thinking of a conversation, and then in the conversation the other person yelled, and it was like incredibly loud in my head to the point where I had to like sit up. And it was just like, whoa, that was wild. I haven't had that happen before, where the thoughts were literally very loud in my head.
The thoughts are getting louder. The thoughts are getting louder. It's over.
That's the only time it's happened.
The fog is coming.
The fog is coming. The fog is not the only thing that's coming.
Oh, hold on. Why the fog kind of bad though?
Why the fog?
I wonder if there's the fog rule 34. Why am I asking if there is? There definitely is. There 100% is. That is the rule 30, literally rule 34.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
Yeah, and then they do kind of get it. They're like, oh, perhaps there's some kind of buildup in the door, like a pocket of gas.
And then one of the guys is like, it's like when you jerk off.
He's like when I fart. Can Elantrians fart? Do you think they'd probably get some sort of gas buildup now that they're eating.
If you're eating, yeah. But if you're not eating, I don't think that you would get any gas buildup.
But also, like, I don't think their organs really work.
Well, it had to work to some extent in order for them to be processing the food that they're eating.
That's true. Well, I don't think... I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's magic. You can literally make up whatever rules you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to go harass Brandon and ask him.
Can Elantrians fart?
Brandon!
Do Elantrians have flatulence? I need to know.
Also, follow-up question. Do they queef? Is that also...
Do they queef? I mean, somebody's asked him that.
Positive.
Somebody's got to have asked him that. The amount of, like... I've seen everything from, like, fart jokes to anal lube to, like, cheese. It's all there.
How much lube would be required so you don't hurt yourself?
And then... Yeah, and then they keep trying Aeons. Nothing really seems to be working until he does one more. And then the Aeon, like, makes a bright light, vanishes, and Galdon's like, you've done it, you've healed yourself. And Radon's like, oh, no, it's an illusion. They just discovered illusion magic. Some bro just knew the ones to do. This just doesn't make sense to me. Like, after they're trying, like, this healing Aeon and stuff, and Radon's like, I should try one of these, and he just pulls some Aeons out of his butt cheeks to try. For some reason, he has this idea. Doesn't really explain why or why he thought it would be any different.
Studying the Aeon so hard since his wife left him.
Yeah,
you know, his wife, who she doesn't know that she is his wife because he refuses to tell her. For some reason.
Refuses to tell her. He enjoys being part of a Hallmark movie. Until his wife starts, you know, getting with the, like, I don't know, local castle window cleaner boy or something, and leaves him because he has, like, a heart of gold. And oh wait, no, it's the other way around. She leaves for the successful businessman who has a ton of money, and realizes that maybe family isn't all it's about. And then later she'll come back to Raiden after being with, like, 4 other rich businessmen, and she realizes, wait, maybe the small town actually needs me. My family's bakery shop won't survive without me or something.
I want to see, like, a Hallmark movie in reverse. Like, they live in a small town, then they go to the big city, and they're like, wow, this is actually awesome. I actually
this is sick.
And then they meet, like, a super rich guy, except he's, like, actually a okay person. They're like, wow, I actually like this way better.
The small town guy's a complete douche.
Yeah.
And somebody's got to have done that.
I mean, sure. I swear, there's going to be, like, some super obvious example that you wouldn't have thought of originally.
There's got to be one of those, like, the spoof movies. Like, they've got to have done something like that. Definitely. Like the Not Another Teen movie or, like, Scary Movie or something.
No, I think it's going to be, like, one of those things. Like, there's a movie category that someone made where they're, like, movies where someone takes their boyfriend to meet their parents who are actually racist, and then they try to steal his body and replace him. And then it's like Get Out and then Shrek 2.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there was another one that was in there too. Or maybe it was just one that someone suggested, but I don't remember what it is.
But I think it's going to be one of the things like that where it's like, hey, actually.
Yeah. So they magically discover illusion magic, and Galdon's like, this shouldn't work. I thought, like, Aeons can't target Elantrians. That's one of the things they discovered. And Radon's like, oh, no, it like, targets my shirt. Like, it attaches to my clothes. And then Galdon's like, that doesn't really help us a whole lot. You can illusionify yourself. Okay, cool. We're not healed. We're not, like, living people again. And Radon's like, oh, but we can get out now. I mean, they could before.
Yeah, they've done that repeatedly.
They've done that multiple times.
But now when we do it, it'll be a little bit easier.
I guess they can, like, walk around in town and stuff now, but that, like, they could get out regardless. And like, if they want to go see Sereni or something, all her friends and stuff know that, or I mean, hopefully they know that he's cool because she was just in there and she's, like, coming out safe. So he doesn't need an illusion. He could just tell his wife who he is.
Yeah. No.
Nah. That would be way too easy. Mm-hmm. And
he loves the chase. He loves the chase too much.
Chapter 50 is Sereni and she wants to go check on Telri, and where is it? So she's looking for Telri, and Ash is like, oh, he's busy like lounging in the palace, and his largest current complaint is that there aren't enough young women left on the palace staff. And Serenity's like, oh my gosh, we just exchanged one idiot for another. How did that man ever acquire enough wealth to become a duke? And Ash is like, oh, well, he didn't. His brother did most of the work, and then he inherited it all. And she's like, oh my gosh, this guy sucks, or stinks, or whatever the meme is.
This guy stinks.
This guy stinks. And she's kind of confused because the Gjorn goes and says hi to the king like every single day, but Telri hasn't converted yet, and nobody really understands what's going on. Apparently, Hrathen has drawn up a bill that would force all of Arlon to convert to Shu-Dereth or face incarceration, which is absolutely crazy. That I feel like at that point, just have the Warren come in and kill them all, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's either that or lock up and torture the entire nation, buddy.
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh no, I guess we gotta torture him.
Oh no, I guess we had to. Yeah, so Serenity's kind of worried about that, and she's like, oh, well, if something doesn't get fixed, Warren's going to send a fleet of priests in, followed by warrior monks. Telri would be a sympathizer first, then he'd convert, and in just a few years, Arlon would just be another country of Dorethi believers, but with, Fjorden itself ruling over them. And she would be locked away, but probably executed, given what she's done and how much Telri dislikes her. Which, to be fair, she did get the old king killed and go directly against the government, so that typically is something that gets you hanged or beheaded. Most governments don't look too kindly upon people who try to overthrow the government, unless those governments are composed of the people who overthrew the last government.
Yeah. That is the one exception.
That is the only exception.
When you overthrow the government, you either win or you die.
You either become the government or you get killed by the government.
It's like that one guy who he was supposed to transport these prisoners, and he messed up so bad that he realized that he was going to die. So he decided to just overthrow the government because otherwise he was going to die anyway, so might as well. That he actually was successful.
I mean, honestly, that's a good way to go out.
It's one of my favorite Chinese stories.
Oh, it's Chinese?
Mm-hmm. It was one of the dynasties. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, I vaguely remember something like that.
Yeah, that one. That one's my favorite.
That one my favorite. That reel is so funny. I love the reel of the kid and the guy reacting to that video, the dude yelling at them. And the kid's grinning and laughing while the guy's covering his ears. He's getting screamed at and the kid's that my favorite.
That and wow, a nice pizza. Save me a slice. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough slices.
That's enough slices. And then she pulls up to Telri's because she needs to release a little aggression with the women who are practicing their fencing in the old Duke's garden.
Okay, when you said release a little aggression with a woman, at first I thought you were talking about and it was I don't remember that happening in this. What, did I miss something? Hold on. I was like, dang.
All of a sudden, she's lesbian.
She's just oh, I'm just so mad. I have to have lesbian sex right now.
She's decided, well, if the men don't want me, there's only one thing to do. Convert. Yeah, so all the women are still doing their fencing stuff, and they need somewhere to do it. So Dugrao was like, yo, just come over and do all your fencing practice in my backyard. And for once, and Serenity's for once in their lives, they've actually, shown strength in their resolve and done something.
She's so nice to them. She just loves them so much.
Yeah, she's such a good friend and mentor.
Uh-huh.
So happy for their success and so supportive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she pulls up and all the women are already there and they're greeting Serene, and she thinks about how none of them have gotten over like her sudden return from being an Elantrian. So now they regard her with even more like respect and fear. Yet again, this is another case of like Serene being, oh, I'm so different. I'm so different than all of them. And they treat me so differently. They treat me like Jesus for some reason, which I just don't feel like this is something that would logically happen. Like, yeah, they'd probably look at you differently if you turned into like the devil incarnate, essentially, and then came back. But I don't really see how. I don't know. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And seeing them reminds her of the strange loss she felt after leaving Elantris behind, because Spirit. He was so much cooler and smarter and better than her dead husband.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's just so similar and like cool and husbandish. And hold on a second.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. And I don't like this line at all. It wasn't just Spirit. Elantris was the one place where she could remember feeling unconditional acceptance. She had felt warmth from these motley-skinned Elantrians, a willingness to accept her into their lives and give her part of themselves. You showed up, and they started making jokes about how tall you were. That was the exact same thing everybody else does.
Everywhere else.
What do you mean?
Yeah, but just me when I show up with a plate of bagels to the homeless camp. They treated me with all this love and kindness.
They treat me with the respect and love that I deserve.
I was one of them.
I'm not a different person to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like that line of thinking at all, because they...
Like, people like her. I mean, they tease her, but yeah, they tease her everywhere. She's just self-conscious about it is all.
And I feel like a lot of they see me as like this Jesus figure. A lot of it's in her head.
Yeah.
She's got a little bit of an ego complex going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then blah blah blah. Da, da, da. This is important. She's walking around fighting, sparring, getting sweaty, the usual.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks to the side and everyone's chattering, talking. She's like, oh, what's happening? And there's a man. It's this Duladin aristocrat, dark skin, not super dark. He's got like a foppish, unconcerned air. I love the word fop. It's such a funny term for like a dandy to me.
Yeah.
Like it's like frat boy, like fop.
Mm-hmm.
You're so foppish.
Yeah. It weirdly kind of sounds like a slur.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I feel like if you called someone a fop, they would probably take it as such.
Yeah.
It's not exactly.
Unless you said it in like a very queer sounding way.
Well, then you would just call them like the other F word. I don't think fop is the correct word there.
Which word? Say that word. Say
Oh,
it.
no, I think that's all you. That's all you, buddy.
No, what am I going to say that word, huh?
Yeah, I think that's all you. I've actually forgotten what the word is. I just remember I've only known it as the F word. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, I don't remember. I forgot.
Bro just did some skid marks in his pants. Yeah, so it's this doula guy, and he's kind of huge with his big servant who's massive and bulky. And Serene's like, who is this? And Ash is like, oh, his name's Kalu. Apparently he's one of the few like Duoden Republicans that escaped the massacre that happened last year. Yo, thanks, Rythan. He's been hiding in southern Erlon until recently when he heard King Idon was looking for a man to take Baron Eden's holding. Eden's the guy who ran away, I'm pretty sure, with the chasm. I could be wrong, though. Mm-hmm. And she looks over and she's frowning because she's like, wait, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And all the women are giggling and laughing because, once again, they're so goofy and charming and lightheaded. Mm. A foppish man just simply shows up and sweeps them off their feet.
Yeah. A twinky little boy shows up and then they forget all about their fencing and everything.
Yeah. And Kalu walks over and he's like, this must be Princess Serene. They say you're the most fair woman in all of Opalon. And Serene's like, really? Kalu walks up and he's like, you must be Princess Serene. They say you are the most fair woman in all of Opalon. She's like, you should not believe all the things that people say, my lord. And he's like, no, only the ones that are true. And she just gets so rizzed up, she starts blushing.
Yeah, which is dumb because it's the stupidest, cheesiest line ever.
Yeah, it's pretty goofy.
Mm-hmm. That's like, it's like 14-year-old who has never flirted with a girl before kind of line.
Yeah. And then she drops an even worse line where she's like, despite herself, Serene started to blush. She did not like men who could do that to her. Don't you constantly complain because guys don't give you any attention whatsoever?
Guys don't hit on me, but when they hit on me, it makes me mad.
She's giving like this huge femcel energy right now. Like,
yeah, not like other girls, hates men, but also really wants a man.
Yeah, it's like she was just complaining the other chapter about like, Eondel and Shoot and stuff. Like, they like me, but they don't like me. They don't see me as attractive and stuff. Also, her the second a guy is like, oh, you're kind of cute. She's like,
I hate a guy would tell me how pretty I
wish he would die.
I wish a guy would tell me how pretty I am. And as soon as one does, she's like, I hate this hoe. Kill him.
Yeah, it's a real double standard thing she's got going on. And then Kalu's kind of hamming it up. He's like, I apologize for my abrupt arrival. Upon arriving in this glorious city, I paid my respects to the palace, but I was told I'd have to wait a week to see the king. So I heard of Duke Real and decided to just come check this out. How surprised I was to find all his lovelies in his gardens. Serene's like, oh, you're so funny. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. And then she tells Ash that she doesn't like him. And that she's, once again, Serene's just needlessly suspicious. She's like, I've never gotten along well with Duladin aristocrats, but something about him seems false. He doesn't have an accent. And she frowns and watches the man perform. He's too stereotypical. He's everything a Duladin aristocrat should be. Why are you suspicious? Me when the Mexican neighbor shows up and they're just too Mexican. They're eating fajitas and listening to like what are you talking about? This is just once again her being suspicious of something.
When the stereotypes are true, but now I'm suspicious.
Yeah, it's odd. It's also a little racist to be like, oh, you're too stereotypical Duladin. You're all the like foolish, haughty, overdressed, overmannered, completely indifferent to everything. You're a cliche that shouldn't exist. I mean, cliches exist for a reason. Like, stereotypes exist for a reason. The general public falls into stereotypes. That's why they are the stereotype. It's just kind of a weird... I mean, we've already established that she's kind of racist, but...
Yeah.
This is very...
Which also fits with the femcel theme.
Yeah. All the characters in this are either like slightly racist, slightly incel, slightly femcel.
Yeah, maybe that's why Raoden is like hesitant to say that he is her husband.
I mean, she's cool, but like she's kind of
cool,
racist.
But, like, do I want to be with her like long term? Like, I like her and all, but is it a good idea? Maybe I should think with my head as opposed to my other head.
She's kind of sexist, but she's funny. She's kind of racist, but she's chill.
She's a woman, but she's also just one of the guys.
Yeah, yeah. It really does have like, I'm just one of the boys energy anytime she's like talking.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, she kind of is because she like shows up and then there's all the dukes and stuff. And she's like, I'm in charge now. I'm one of the boys. I'm one of the homies. And they're like, yeah, okay. You're in charge now. We can't do anything without you. We don't even like come up with plans and stuff without. We don't know the laws of our country without you. You're just too smart. You're one of the guys now.
How am I supposed to? You're taller than me.
Then Kalu is doing his best to be all dramatic and woo all the ladies and just walk around being a complete nuisance. And Serena does this goofy thing where she just once again tosses him a blade and is like, okay, we're going to fight now. We're going to fence. And just goes at it. They're fighting back and forth, pushing people aside, and they're fighting. He's not very good, but he's not bad. And I like that she mentions that if he's truly a member of the dueling aristocracy, then he was one of the poorer fencers. Serena met a few citizens who were worse than she, but on average, 3 out of 4 could defeat her. Apparently, she's fought so many of them that she has like a frame of reference for it. That's probably what got her like kicked out of her country. She's just going up to random people. We're gonna fight now. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's already done it 2 times here, and she's only been here like a month or something. So,
yeah. So I mean, if we extrapolate our data,
yeah, she's just going up to random noblemen. Here's your sword. We're fighting. Like, can we get this lady out of our country?
It reminds me of that one like Japanese swordsman tradition where they would come up with a new technique, but in order to try it out to make sure it actually worked, they would just wait in the bushes till someone just came walking along, and then they would just attack them. And then they would see if it worked or not.
Me and the boys, when we're bored on a Saturday night.
And we see a homeless man walking along the street.
That's funny. The element of surprise. Mm-hmm. It's the only kind of elemental masters we truly had. Mm-hmm. That and, I don't know, like Ted Bundy or something. I feel like he probably counts.
Yeah. I mean, he did kill people, and he was surprising them.
It was surprising how many people he killed, too. Yeah. So.
Very true.
I also wonder if it'd be really funny if the reason, like, Serena thinks that people don't like her because of her height and how intelligent she is and how she's not like other girls, but the actual reason is just because she challenges everyone to sword fights all the time for no reason.
Yeah, the actual reason is, and then she also just keeps winning because they're just like, I don't want to do this. Yeah. All right, fine, you win. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, can we get back to what we were talking about?
It's like that one kid that was, everyone had one of these in school where they just like start showing you a YouTube video and then they just sit there and it's like a 5-minute YouTube video for some show, like a trailer for like a show or movie or something you don't watch, and they make you watch the entire thing and you're just like, I don't want to watch it. I don't care. Can I leave? And they're like, no, dude, this is like the newest cool thing. Like, bro, you gotta watch. Look at this. And you just kind of have to sit through it.
Weird people.
Well, I was friends with you guys, so
that's also totally fair. I'm not even gonna contest that one.
Yeah. At my work, there's this line chef. He'll just come into the back and he'll just like show me a Mortal Kombat gameplay trailer or something. And I don't play Mortal Kombat. I don't really care. I don't want to watch somebody else. Also, it's like the middle of work. I got stuff I'm supposed to be doing. And he's just sitting there making me watch like a whole 10-minute fight video. And if I try like walking away or something, he'll follow me and be like, bro, wait, it gets better. Look at this next move, bro. And I'll be like, dude, I don't care. Leave me alone. But he's also kind of special, so I don't want to be rude and like be like, bro, shut up. Leave me alone, please. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. That's kind of what's happening with Serena, except it's sword fights. She's like, yo, we're going to fight and you're going to like it.
Dude, fight me, sword fight me.
Sword fight me, bro. Come on, please. Yes, they're fighting back and forth. It's a real Darth Maul versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm pretty sure that's who fought Darth Maul. Yeah, that is. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn. That's who the other guy was. And then unfortunately, Kalu does not get sliced in half, which, I mean, at this point in the story, did you realize who Kalu was?
No.
Okay.
I just thought, because I assumed that something was going on, because Serena is always right about things, but I had no idea what was going on. I just knew that there was probably going to be some revelation.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's supposed to be pretty, like, obvious what with the chapter directly before this ends with Raiden suddenly figuring out like illusion magic.
Mm.
And then the very next chapter, some dude shows up who's acting like in a super stereotypical way that Serena is instantly suspicious of, that apparently nobody's met this guy before.
She was clocking his racism.
Yeah.
Okay, but he literally was putting on a performance.
Yeah.
He literally was doing racist stereotypes.
He was
like, hey, these stereotypes seem a little too racist.
He showed up in full body like blackface, and she was like, hold on a second. Wait a minute. This is the one time I'll give her the pass for being like racist and like femcelly, because I mean she was right. She didn't know that though, so it was all just her own.
She's not a common racist. She's a professional. All right. She can clock it.
One racist to another. You are not a very good racist. Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Get back to work, Matt Walsh. Do not criticize Israel. Oh, yes, sir, Ben Shapiro. Oh my gosh, I love that clip. And yeah, she's studying him as they're fighting, and she she thinks she scratches him, but there's no sign of a hit or anything. There's no blood, and where is it?
Yeah, which that one's also kind of an interesting sign.
Yeah, she should have noticed something was up. But I mean, if there's no blood on your sword, then you could be like extrapolate from that, oh yeah, I guess I didn't hit him.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then right after that, he kind of like suddenly distracts her, and he's on his knee with a flower all of a sudden, all dramatic. And he's like, "Ah, my lady, you found my secret. Never have I been able to face a beautiful woman in combat. My heart melts, my knees shake, and my sword refuses to strike." And then all the women behind him are like, "Ah, he's so dreamy and sweet." And everyone else is like, ugh, ugh, and starts barfing all over the place. Mm-hmm. And Serena's just like, "What? Where did he get a flower?" Also, this dude's like acting stupid, but he's smart. He's impressing all the women, avoiding like making himself look foolish, and somehow he's distracting me from actually checking if I actually hit him. And then, where is it? The women clap at the show, and they're like, "Oh, let's get this dandy back toward the pavilion." And Kalu looks back over his shoulder and gives her a sly, knowing smile that she finds strikingly familiar for some reason.
Yeah, weird.
Almost like her husband, who she's also not, like, doesn't know is her husband. Mm-hmm. This is a real case of he's a guy playing another guy.
Oh, that's weird. It kind of reminds me of that one guy. And also the other guy.
And also the other guy.
Yeah, weird.
He reminds me of that guy who reminded me of another guy. Mm-hmm. This is interesting. And he leaves, and that's the end of chapter 50. And I think that's where we'll end it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am going to end it. You know, just kick the chair.
Real. Why is my volume all the way up? Mm. Oh, no.
Yeah, but... Because I have been liking some more of the recent stuff that I've read. Like, it's been okay. You know?
This book really suffers from, like, first book syndrome, and, like, the pacing and the characters and stuff just, like, really... Like, you can tell it's his first book.
He had so many, like, small, unimportant world-building things that he wanted to put in that don't matter and did not need to be in there, and they really slow down the pace of the first bit. Because, like, once it gets to this, it's like, okay, this is a fine read. If the whole book was like this, like, I would probably read it without issue. But,
I think it's also just, like, the way the world building and stuff is integrated is just, like, it really feels like first author with too many ideas but doesn't know how to, like, make them... Like, Mistborn has tons of that same, like, world building stuff.
Yeah.
But the way that it's integrated and, like, written into the story doesn't feel like you're being expo dumped on.
Yeah.
Or, like...
All the stuff makes sense when it is introduced, and it also gets used in the story. Like, they don't just give you unnecessary information for the sake of having more information.
And, like, I think a big difference is also the entire, like, first part of this book. So much of it feels dedicated to world building that you don't need, versus Mistborn opening up, like, as time went on, because they both basically only take place in like one city. Mm-hmm. The difference is Mistborn, as the book series goes on, even as the first book goes on, like you learn more about the world as it opens up versus here's all this world building information that you're not even going to need because we're not leaving the city or anything. Like there's so much stuff he should have left for a sequel to explain.
Yeah. Truly, because like multiple times where he talks about like card games that they play, but it's really not important, and it could completely be cut out, and no one would notice or care, because it does not matter for the story at all in the slightest, not even in the scenes that they're in.
Yeah, and it's not even brought up in like like they walk in on someone playing cards and here's like what the game is. It's just like it just gets randomly brought up out of nowhere, and you're like, why is this here? What does this have to do with the subject at hand?
Yeah.
And just the characters are not like the best.
Like I have read worse books, but I've also read a lot of books that were better.
I think Elantris is like, it's a perfectly fine fantasy book. It's just not like, it's not good or bad. It's just like a fantasy book. It's just there.
It's just a book.
Which I think does say a lot about Brandon's like writing skill and ability, but
yeah,
this is probably my like least or second to least favorite Cosmere book. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.